What's up, YouTube? It's me and Remy again. We're chilling, he's sleeping, a little tired. It's Monday still, but I did ran a poll last week and it sounded like you guys wanted to see me play some other societies, talk through my shots a little bit more, because I do kind of play pretty fast. So I kind of had a good idea. I figured I could play CC, Challenge Circuit on the TGC Tours, which I play for a team-based competition, Happy Tea Friends, where it's 12 teams of 6. Play a different team every week for 11 weeks, and then you get points for head-to-head matchups and who you're facing for the week. Then at the end of the season, you get T award honors, Sky Blue if you get the most points as an individual, Golden T for each player on the winning team, Silver T for teams that get second, Bronze for third, etc., etc. Things like that. And it's really fun. I've been doing it for about 2 to 3 seasons now. It's got a lot of the top TGC players in it, ranging from Kinetic through Plat. But I'm going to play the first 2 rounds in this video, talking you through my shots, a little bit more kind of what I'm thinking, and see if that helps. And I want you guys to, if you enjoy it, leave a like, subscribe if you would like to. Let me know what you think of it, what I need to change, whether I need to speed up, slow down, anything of that nature, because this is kind of going to be a rough trial run of it. But other than that, let's get right into it. All right, we got the Nice Shot Championship at Southwest Golf Clinks, I believe. Actually, let me check something. I don't know if the person I'm facing in round 1 has played, but we're going to check. Paulie G, he shot 55 round 1. So we need a big round 1 to beat him. So we got a lot to play on. Back tees, pin 1, medium, southeast, moderate, default, which I believe these are in like the 130 to 140 range. I could be wrong. Let's see. I'm going to try and talk through it a little bit, kind of see what my brain is thinking.
There and welcome to this
All right.
society event.
Opening with a par 4. It's a little bit downwind. My main thought here is avoid this bunker.
Just pop this one
and
out
if you
there into the
land
short
anywhere
stuff,
in here, it should
mosey on
miss
from there.
that bunker completely.
And the tee shot is away. I hope you have a good time today.
And yeah, pretty much as long as you're in the fairway on this hole, that's really all that matters.
About 105
Now we have 104 yards, up 7 feet, so it's playing about 106. And I know I need to land this like 102, 103 adjusted. So like right here, I'm going to add a little bit of D-loft to this to give it a little more push. But with this wind, it's going to carry it just a little bit farther, and it should be pretty good. 100, perfect. Should land about 100 technically. 99, and yeah.
Go out there, champ.
Leaves me a 9-foot putt. 134s. I
9 feet
can't
away.
really complain about that. Putt's really not breaking at all. It's got slight movement right to left.
Oh, it's getting there.
We open with a birdie.
Nicely done, dropping it in for
Got 37 on the
birdie.
front, 1 par 3,
currently
2
sitting at
par
1 under
5s.
for the
Kind of an
day.
odd structure for a course, to be completely honest with you.
Got a par 4 on this
Got
one.
a short par 4 here. So for me, honestly, since it's CC, my goal is going to be to try and get this close to the green. See if I can give myself a chip chance. Nah, it's not going to give me a chip chance. That's fine, though. Now we're kind of in a weird predicament. We got 41 yards playing 43 with a 39-yard flop. I'm going to put a little loft and spin. And I hit this flop usually fast, which will give it another yard. And it should just hit it slow. It should just hop and stop. Yeah. All right. Not the greatest shot. We got a 10-foot, little bit of a slider here. And the way I putt is I kind of visualize. I visualize the break and kind of see how it's going to move through, which is it's a lot of repetition to figure out how it's going to work. It's not the easiest way to do it. There's definitely better ways to do it. But that's just kind of how I've found the most success, personally.
Loading up for a
We have a par 5 downwind. I think I'm just going to hit this normal because I feel like if I overpower it, I bring that left into play, and I don't want.
I think this will end up in the
I think this is going to be fine. Hopefully it gives me a decently flat lie. We only have an iron in still.
From here.
Now we have 206 playing 204. And on this shot, as you can see, you kind of need to cover all the way there. So, I mean, if you think about it, 206 to the pin, you need 205. You need 205. That's this way. Bear with me because this is not how I usually do it. 206, 205, 204, 203, 202, 200, 99, 98, 97. You need to land at like 97, which is about 95. You need to carry at 195. And here, I think this should cover it. I'm going to put a little bit of D-loft to give it a little extra oomph. Because the spin's going to add a couple yards, and the wind should add a couple yards, and the D-loft should out-glide it a little. We had a perfect. A little bit left.
Ooh,
Kind of the safe shot, which is fine. I mean, this probably shouldn't be a bad putt. I mean, it was decent yardage, which is fine.
All right, here's a 22-footer.
All right, we have a little bit of left to right at the start, and then it kind of just like trickles a little bit more left to right, but kind of stays.
Oh, it could be.
And it's dead center.
Wow.
All right, good start. 400 through 3. Can't really complain.
Going
I'm
down
probably going to
the four
upload these as
top.
runs 1 and 2 in 1 video. It's going to be slightly longer, probably 30 minutes or
And
more.
let's see
But
how
honestly, I'd
things
rather do
go
that
here
than
on the fourth.
kind of handicap you guys with 4 different videos. All right, here's a fun tee shot here. You can run through this. So what I'm going to do actually is try and like hit it a little softer. Not that soft. That's
looking like
probably
it'll be
in
in the
the
fairway.
left rough. Yeah, that's in the left
Well,
rough. That's unfortunate.
Turns out,
So here
funny story, you ended up
is
in
where
the
we can talk a little bit about the rough. So we have 150, and I have a 69 to 80% lie. So like in theory, if I get middle range of this, which is 75%, if I get 3/4 of a 150-yard club, it's going roughly 120, 115. So we need at least 2 clubs here, and I'm gonna put full spin on this to give myself a little bit of a better lie. So I have to land this short and then hope for a decent bounce. It's a little long. If it spins, it's fine. Honestly, it's pretty good. The
Good
soft
job.
conditions
We're
helped
on
me out a lot there.
green.
All right, here we
This
got 12
could take
feet
you
down
to
3 inches,
5 under.
134s. And I'm not going to adjust the aim marker at all on this. But it's going to slide quite a bit in the middle portion. Nope, it didn't slide at the start.
Oh,
Had a weird feeling I was overreading
And
that.
for
That's all
the
right. 400
par.
through 4. Okay.
that's going to work.
That was a bad putt by me. I kind of expected that first speed, even though it was barely moving, to just kind of shift it. And it just didn't shift it at all. Poly G, 11 under through 10,
Teeing
just
it
like
up
we
now
thought.
on a par 4.
Par 4, pretty normal fairway. You just kind of
Great
want
swing.
to get a ball in the fairway, leave yourself an iron in. It's really not the tee shot that you have to worry about on this one.
Okay, this is about 160.
So now we have
or
158
so
playing
to
153 with the adjusted yardage. So for me here, most people would club down, but since it's so steep downhill, what I'm going to do is hit 153 with some spin and some loft. That takes yardage off. Oh, not when you hit 97, it doesn't
Come on,
take
kick
yardage
right, come
off, or when you hit it fast is all poopy.
Nice approach.
Bad swing there.
5 under if you
Now
sink
we have a
this putt.
slider of a putt. Not really going to do too much at the start, but it does snap off at the end.
Oh, this one could drop.
We got it. All right.
And that one
I can try and
drops
do a
from
more in-depth putting
way out.
tips,
We're
but
like in the
honestly,
burbs for
my
that one.
putting is so weird. I hate saying that, but it is just super weird.
We got a right to left cross breeze.
But
going
now
on
we
this
have another
hole.
par 3, the one par 3 on the front 9. 172 down 7 yards, so it's playing 165. Once again, you kind of have to cover 160. So for me here, I'm just going to take a little bit off of this and try and spin it a little more. See if we can get a better tempo than the last hole. Yep, finally hit a good tempo. A little bit of a pull, so it's going to be... Ooh. I misjudged the... I misjudged my landing area on that one. I took a little bit too much off of that.
Okay, on the green
Now we have a
safely.
really bad putt,
And
which
this
is fair,
putt
given
is
we landed it
way
short. We need to
out
land it on the
there.
green.
Best of luck.
A little bit of right to left at the start, but then it does come back pretty heavy left to right in the middle. Try and feel out the vibration. There we go.
Ouch. Right by the
Just
hole.
way too firm.
This
All
one's
right.
a 7-footer. This putt's
We have another
tracking.
eagle opportunity on the front to try and catch
Right there it
Pauly
is,
G.
that's your putt.
I think this is a par 71
And
or
you'll
72.
stay right there at 5 under.
Could be
after
wrong.
That one.
But all right, 5 under.
We are on the 7th hole. Let's see what we can do.
For here, I'm going to try and overpower it just slightly because the fairway isn't too bad. Not too lumpy. Trying to get myself, honestly, to about here because it's a little flatter. Got a decent lie.
Around the
Now we have 192 playing about a $1.86. You look around the hole, it funnels right to left. Nothing too crazy. We're going to put a little D-loft on this to try and get it to run. A little bit of a pull. Should release. And yeah, I'll take that every single time. Got a little bit of a breaker here for eagle. Uh-oh. Okay, bro. Okay, 7 under. 2 pars. Not the greatest. Can't really complain. I'm going to try and get this video out Tuesday morning before my Plat Round 3. Plat Round 2 is already live. If you want to go see my channel.
Let's see what we can do.
417. Here we just really need to hit a normal tee shot that can kind of just hold this fairway. I definitely didn't want to take that much off with the pull fast.
This
but
one's
okay.
around 110 yards.
So here it's playing 114. And for me here, I have a backstop and I have an upslope with a little into. So here I have 125. I'm going to put a little bit of loft on this to kind of stand it up because I have a backstop and an upslope to help take more of the yardage off with lower wind. Gonna land pretty much at that backstop. 134s doesn't really move it much. So we have a slight little breaker here for birdie. Okay. Kind of wiggled on me at the start. We'll take it though. 8 under.
After that hole, 8 under par.
Good start. 8 under is a good start.
Wind's blowing right in our face on this one.
481, pretty standard tee shot again. Just try and put it somewhere in the fairway is the goal. With these links courses, you really can't be too aggressive with certain shots just because of the hill. But here we have 157 down 5 playing 52. And here we got a little bit of a downslope before the hole, about 5 yards, so it's playing about 147 if you want to land at 147. So for me here, with this pretty flat lie, I'm going to put a little bit of D-loft on this club to try and cut it a little so it lands and kind of stops. It lands a few yards short and then skips out to the hole. Ah, pull.
Bounce right, come on.
Yeah, that slow kind of killed it. The slow kind of killed it. I misjudged the wind a little bit.
This one's about 22 feet
2 inches down, so it doesn't really matter. We got a little bit of right to left with a little bit of left to right at the end.
Oh,
And it just didn't take it left to right at the end. Okay.
Okay, let's take a look at this next hole now. Okay.
8 under through 9. Paulie's 14 through 15. I mean, he's playing
Here comes the 10th
tail
hole.
off, honestly. 612 yards, so we do need a little extra out of this to give ourselves a go at it. 104 fast. Should be fine. Yep, 360 out there. Leaves us probably a 3-wood in. Okay. So here, it's a steep upslope. But this is a very odd situation where I'm going to try and overpower because I feel being short is better than being long. That carried much farther than I expected for a 103. It's going to be long, which is fine. I didn't want to hit 3-wood long and bring the rough into play, if that makes sense.
Third shot.
Hybrid definitely took the long out of play. Now we have a little bit of a chip chance. And we kind of left it short.
Well
It's
judged
not
on
the
that
end of
one.
the world.
Good
9
work,
under
good
through 10
work
is
today.
fine.
Let's have a,
You're going to see Paulie's name here in the bottom left, 15.
Okay, 9 under is current score.
15 through 16.
And as
Really
you
good round out of
tee
him.
off here,
We got
got a par 3 to deal
59
with.
down 5 playing 52 or 53. So this number's on the dot. What we're going to do here is spin and then add some loft to try and let the downwind take away from it a little bit because we do need to land this on the ground. Ah, touch fast is not ideal. It's going to be off the back. Yeah, the fast, you just can't be left of that pin.
A bit wayward.
There we have a chip for birdie.
Second shot on the 11th.
And we got it.
And that's
Good.
gonna go.
All right. Whoop.
That's a fancy cover.
All right.
Congrats.
Cool.
Both shots. Well
We're not
done.
making it easy on ourselves this
And
round
if you'll indulge me, let's take one more
whatsoever.
look at that
So
shot.
we're seeing what we can do. We're kind of scrambling around a little bit. We're not hitting it nearly as good as
Sitting
we
at
should
10
be.
under after that
Not
one.
nearly as well as we hit it in Platt earlier today. Maybe we're golfed out for the day. Who knows? Pauly G, 16 through 17.
And we're
What do
on
you
the
know?
12th hole of this one
12th
now.
hole, 395. Once again. You've heard it before. The key,
Looks like we're
get
heading
it
to
in the fairway, and
here.
if you can somehow find a flat-ish lie, you find a flat-ish lie, which we kind of did. Down 9, playing 80. So most people here would hit this, but I like to loft this up and take a lot of yardage off of this. So then I have a lot more control,
this
it
is
feels
looking
like,
good.
over the club. Rather
Good
than
work
it
there.
feels like the
Great
wind can be a
shot,
little
Lee.
finicky on wedges if you try and like
Setting up.
de-loft them
12-foot
and things of
putt
that
here.
nature. Didn't leave ourselves the easiest putt though,
Well, it's heading towards the hole.
and we missed it low.
Bit long
So now
on
we are
that
in
one.
a quite a precarious position
Okay,
here.
let's,
Because
see what
Pauly
we
G,
can
I
do on the
believe,
next
birdie's
hole.
18, shoots 17 under. So
And
now
your
we need to
score
find an
sits
eagle
at
somewhere
10
on
under
this hole.
par at the moment. All right, let's
All right,
see
here,
what we can do off the tee
456.
here.
We're
It's
going
a
to
long
bunt
par
a
4.
driver out there to try get a little bit more yardage than a 3 would, but not reach that
That'll
rough
work
at
for
the
you.
end of it.
Looks like
52,
about
playing
150 yards to
55.
go.
We're going to add a little bit of loft to this 8 iron. Pretty good swing. I think this should be pretty good.
This is looking good.
Yep. All right,
There
perfect.
you go. That's what you want.
Now my only goal is
This
to get a
one's
half out of this round.
And
The goal is to
currently
get a
sitting
half out
at
of this round if
11
I
under.
can. I will need to make a pretty
Looks like
good
a par 4
eagle
for this
somewhere,
one.
which I don't even know if there is an option. Here we're going to try and get an open fairway that's not hilly. We're going to try and take
Yeah,
an
that was a good
overpower to
swing.
get
Well
a
done.
little extra yardage out of the driver. Give us maybe one less club in,
And this
which
one's
is always
around
nice to have.
185 yards. to
Playing
the
a
pin.
buck 87. And here I'm going to just de-loft this very slightly because I feel this wind's not going to do too much to it. If anything, might not do anything. And kind of let the wind stand
Come
it
on,
up
ball.
just
Kick right.
slightly. And it does funnel left to right. Really, the
Nice
wind
stroke on
knocked
the
it down
green.
that much. That's a misread by
All
me,
right, this
personally.
putt for
20
the
feet, down an inch. Nope, way too high. Way too high.
This one's just a 5-footer.
11 under through 14.
Oh yeah, that'll
Another
do.
par 5 somewhere? Alright, we have a par 5 still.
And after that one, it's 11 under par for you.
But honestly, we might lose this one. We might lose this one. Which is
Here
not
comes
ideal
a
because I'm
par
playing their pool 2
5.
player. But he shot a 17 under round, which is pretty damn solid. The best score on the leaderboard right now. I thought that was going to kick into the rough.
All right, we'll take that.
Hanging lie,
And this
211.
one's about 210 yards or so from the pin.
Gonna try and take a little bit off of this and let the wind take it down all the way to the hole. Ah, sit.
Come on, give us a kick to the right.
Yep, hitting that fast doesn't help.
I'm okay
Hitting
with
that fast does not help there. And we
All right,
leave
drop
ourselves a
this putt.
gnarly putt.
And secure that eagle. Let's do it. That was
And we
almost
miss high.
in.
Well, we just
Here
missed a
comes
lot of
a
makeable putts
4-footer.
this round. Probably didn't
After that hole, currently 12 under
Probably
par.
didn't leave ourselves in the easiest position.
Good luck
Personally,
here on the
but
16th.
props to Pauly on a great round. 153 playing 57. And for here, we have a little bit of a backstop. So I'm going to stand this up a little bit and use the backstop instead of trying to figure out
Nice
a
swing on
forced
that.
carry amount. When you hit it slow, make it a little harder on
Nice
yourself when you just land
shot
a pin on.
into this green. Good work. Here we go. This putt for the bird.
Okay.
That was fantastic.
Ah, man, 13. So unless we go ace eagle,
13 under par is your current
we
score.
lose. Ace eagle is not the easiest thing to do,
Okay, let's see what you can do here on this par 3.
especially on a hole like this. It's down 11 yards, playing 232. I'm going to try Hit a partial hybrid.
Come on, kick to the right.
There's a slope there. That'll should keep funneling. Okay,
Yeah,
I'll take
that's
it.
gonna work for you. I'm liking that. Here we go, 10 feet away. This one's on a good line.
All right, we need an ace on a par 4,
And
which
it
I bet you this
dropped
is
for
not
the
a drivable par
birdie.
4. Other than that,
Sitting
it
at
happens.
14 under par
We
after
lose
that
round
hole.
1.
And best of luck
Little
as you bring
kicking
this
myself a
one
little
on
bit.
home here on the 18th hole.
Kicking myself a little bit because I do feel like I could have shot 17. Just a couple bad
I like
shots, a
that.
fast that misses the
And
green,
this one's about
things of
100
that nature.
yards out.
But we have 102
Just
down
3
4
strokes
again.
off the
13
lead.
is the 12 is the closest, so we play it down 4 yards. Playing 98. So here, my only goal is to de-loft a lob wedge a little bit, and then I want to pretty much just play true to yardage. The slow doesn't help.
Heading for the
It
green.
might help.
Yeah, nice work.
We're gonna
That
kick it
was
in.
a
We're gonna shoot 15.
Good little approach shot. And the
We're gonna shoot
putt
15.
drops and you will
Normally I do
finish
struggle
your
on
round with a
134 is the
birdie.
most.
Oh my.
Wasn't my best
and
round,
that is
obviously.
gonna wind
Can't
up
really
being 15
say
under
much
on
other
your
than that. I
scorecard
don't
at the
think
end
my
of the day.
proximity was that good.
And
Let's take a look at
that's gonna
proximity
do
real
it
quick.
For me. My job's done.
I mean, 15.8 feet.
Hopefully
Never mind.
we'll
That's
see you
very,
again
very
around
good.
here real soon, though.
I just missed putts. Sometimes you can't do that. No need to do a separate intro. No need to cut it. No need to cut the video. We're just gonna pop right in, play round 2, which is middle tees, so a little shorter, pin 2, low winds, defaults, soft, soft, fast. So this is a very interesting combination of conditions just for soft but fast, because you think fast, slopes are
Hello
more
there.
accentuated,
This is John. I'm
should
very
roll
glad to
more,
have you here with me.
but the soft
Today
is
we'll
going to really
begin
slow
with
the
par
ball down a
4
lot.
first hole.
Here's a
Time to
normal
get it.
hole. We're going to aim at this
Let's crank
bunker
this
since
into
our
the
miss is a
fairway.
fast
Be
right
on our
now.
way.
And if we hit the fast, we're safe, but if we hit a perfect, we should still be in the fairway.
Okay,
Way
more
to
off.
slow.
Have a good one.
But it's a baby slow that doesn't really affect the line, and I pulled it, so that helps
Good
because I play a
job.
pole.
Second shot. here on the
94
first.
yards, up 4, playing 98. Now my lob wedge goes 97. I think take a little bit off of it just because of the downwind nature, and just try and hit this like 100 and play it pretty normal.
Ooh,
Yucky.
looking good,
Bad
looking
swing
good.
plane. Don't look at it.
And that
Those come out
will
occasionally,
play.
not on purpose.
Thank
it
you
just
very much.
happens. 6 feet
This
for
could be
birdie
a
on 1.
Birdie, if you want to drop this in the hole. And this is a good sign.
Okay.
Under
Birdie on
par
1.
already. Let's keep that going. Teeing her up here on the second.
386. We can't even get close. So it's pretty much just if you're more comfortable hitting a driver, hit a driver. If you're more comfortable hitting a 3-wood, hit a 3-wood. You want to leave yourself in this kind of
Nothing wrong with that.
in-between yardage for me, because my full lob wedge pitch goes 56 yards. I highly recommend everyone takes a look at that. I'm going to add a little bit of spin. Try and hit this like 98 to 100. 97's fine, because it should one hop and probably spin back a little.
Well
See, that's
done.
perfect. I highly recommend
3
everyone
feet to
going into
go.
the range and figuring out what
You
their
might be on
lob
your way
wedge
to quite a
goes.
little streak here.
Fully
2
lofted.
birdies
No
in a
spin,
row.
just fully lofted.
And after
Just
that
because
hole, you
it's
stand
extremely beneficial
at
if you're not
17
comfortable
under
hitting
par.
a flop.
Now we will
530.
tee up on the third hole.
I'm going to try and overpower this. Probably not the smartest decision. Probably not the smartest decision.
I think this one's fairway bound.
Ah,
Well,
okay.
you can't blame me for throwing out a prediction.
190.
I don't get
We
them
need
all
a
right.
lot of yardage out
All
of
right,
this.
we're in the rough. It's a bad scene in this rough, too. It's a bad lie.
Yeah, we can't really get there, honestly. We're just going to play it out to the right and hope for the best. Well, maybe.
The approach heading right.
Maybe. That's going to probably be off the green because it's carrying a ton of speed. It leaves us a chip, actually.
Well
I didn't think we could
done.
get it there,
Back
even with the
into
106.
fairway.
So we have a slight chip chance here. And we left
Good
it
job
short.
with that chip.
Chipping's
shot.
kind of let us down the first 2 rounds so far.
Okay, we're moving. We're moving.
Birdie's
to
never a
next.
bad score. Can't really complain.
Currently 18 under par.
3 under through 3.
Here comes a par 4.
Another hole where the goal is probably to try and bunt this a little bit. 99, tick slow. And hopefully stay in the fairway. And I I'm never gonna hold this
Unlucky.
fairway. I don't know how to play this hole.
And second shot.
71 to
here on the
82.
fourth.
So if you think about it, this club here, super downhill lie, which is obviously gonna give it way more yardage. You get 75% of 150. It's about 120. So like here, I think this club is pretty good due to the downhill nature of the lie. If anything, it might be a little short. The soft greens might slow it up enough. Sit. 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 Sit.
That was good stuff.
Jesus.
All right, staring
155s.
down a birdie putt here. Going
And
towards
I
that
just
hole.
limped the putt
A
there.
bit too much power into that putt.
Ugh.
Let's set our
We just
sights
can't
to the
putt,
next.
man. We're just really struggling to putt on
Okay,
this
after
course. Which
that
this
hole,
course is a
sitting
more
there at
difficult
18
CC
under
course. We
par.
can say that for certain.
We've got a long par 4 staring us down.
Pretty
on this
open
one.
fairway. Poke it up there. Hopefully you're in the fairway.
This
and
is
you can
about
pound your leg.
160 to the pin.
59, down 5, playing 54. Once again, we're going to put a full spin on this and maybe take a little off. Just because this downhill lie is going to send it a few extra yards. Oh my gosh, what a horrible
All right,
swing.
kick left.
It's going to work, but it's such a bad swing hitting that so
That's
slow.
a safe shot.
That's because I bailed because I knew I
About
could be
17
short.
feet to the cup.
17-foot slider for birdie.
getting there.
And we got it. Okay.
Nice stroke on that one. That's the fourth birdie of the day.
We're having to earn it. We're having to earn it so far. I mean, it's not the easiest thing to do in the world. It's CC.
All right, let's see what we can do here on
This
the
is
sixth
a
hole.
pretty tough CC course, and right now we got 187 playing 180, 179, and the issue with this hole is like, look at how steep downhill this is. Like most people would think, oh, this is a perfect yardage, but for me personally, I'm going to loft this up a little bit because I want it to spin and sit. I really want this to spin
This one's looking pretty good.
and sit. I don't know if it's gonna sit. Not gonna sit. Not gonna sit. Not gonna sit.
Well, you're not going to hit
Personally,
every green today.
In my
That's all
opinion,
right.
that's a very dumb pin for a CC course. Not a good pin for a
Here we go.
CC course.
Drop this and save that par.
Because I hit pretty much full spin,
Nicely
half
done.
off, and I couldn't get it to stop. Maybe I could have landed it a yard or two shorter and it has a better chance, but other than that, I really don't know how you get that ball to stop. So we're 400 through
Here's a
6.
par 5. Let's see what you can do with it.
Not horrible, but we're going to try and step on one here. My goal for the most part on par 5s is, if I can, I'm trying to overpower it if it makes sense to where I can give myself the shortest
Good
shot
shot.
possible.
Okay.
Right now
this
we
is
have
about
58 playing
160 or so
57,
to the pin.
and we kind of have a weird situation here again, where there's a big steep downslope, but I just don't know how you get the ball to stop with a pitching wedge here. So for me, I'm going to try and spin a 9-iron. Nope. Gonna kick on the green though. Oh, we got a little lucky. Leave us maybe a putt.
This is your third
We're gonna
shot.
chip this just due to the little weird break at the start. And
Ooh, nicely done on the chip shot.
we're leaving ourselves makeable shots,
And as
but
that
we're
putt
just
drops, let's take a
we're
peek
just
at
not
the scorecard,
converting
shall we?
not ideal. Not ideal.
Teeing up here on the 8th hole.
We're still 500 through 7. We're gonna just play this pretty normal again. Just try and get it up in the fairway because it's soft fairway, so it should not kick too hard, so it
Nicely
shouldn't run
struck.
through. Now we have 96, up 7, playing 98, and here we're gonna de-loft the lob wedge a little bit and see if we can just stick it close.
I think this is bound for the green.
Not gonna be a fun
Work
putt, I
out
don't
there.
think.
You
Yeah, it's a
found the
nice little
green
slider.
there, and that's understating it.
Okay,
Good
got the putt.
work out there. That's birdie number 6 today.
6 under. We're not, like I said, we're not making it easy on ourselves, and we're not putting well, which doesn't help us.
Stepping onto
at
a
all.
par 4 hole
And
on
here
this one.
we can pretty much just play this normal because the fairway, both sides of the
Managed to get
fairway
a good
kind of just
swing
kick it
on
towards
that.
the center. We're gonna kick left and then probably roll a little and roll right. It was starting to,
Okay,
but like
about
right in front of me, slow back to the right. That's just how it works.
left to go.
We got 104 playing 101. A little downhill, but this lob wedge should stop. So we're gonna put a touch of D-loft on it to try and get an extra yard or two out of it. We hit it 102, so it's probably gonna fly
This one's
pretty close to the
for
pin.
the green.
Yep.
Nice work.
We'll take it.
Was some good golf.
7 under. I mean, people are playing well. I mean,
Teeing
I'm
it
not
up now on
having
the
my
10th.
best showing, but it's also not my worst. Here's another prime example of trying to just get as far up there as possible. Ugh, I pushed it. Kick out. Get lucky. Ooh, good thing there's a big slope there.
Nicely played.
286. All right. So here is a fun one. So I am going to loft and spin a 3-wood and try and overpower it just a tad, maybe 102 or 103, and see if I can get it just around that front rough and see if it bounds onto the green. And we hit 101. Touch slow. It all depends on this bounce. I think it feeds it right. Yeah, it does. Somehow don't go in the heavy. Ah, it goes into the heavy.
Here's
That's
our
all right.
third shot.
So here we just need to try and get this up there. Yep. We're going to take our 4 and walk away. This is a really tough hole
Here's
to
a putt
eagle,
for
to be
birdie.
completely honest with you. It's
Loving
not
it.
really an
That's
eagle
birdie
hole.
number 8 on the day.
Yeah, I'm not playing poorly. Not playing my best by any stretch of the imagination, but I haven't
Let's see how
left too
close
much
we can
out
get
there
this
based off
one,
how I've been
to the
hitting.
pin.
63, down 6 yards, playing 57. So here I'm going to spin this, because he does kind of bound down to the green, and I'm going to take just a tad off. So it takes like a yard or two off.
That swing was to die
The
for.
slow's going to take another yard or two off, but this is probably going to land right at this downslope. And it's not going to run.
Nice shot. Another green.
And that
in
really did
regulation.
just kind of land and die, though.
Putt is about 11 feet. It could be a good one.
Another birdie.
Oh, yeah, that was
Can't really
fantastic.
complain about that. We'll move on. 9 under through 11 holes. On pace with the leaders.
And
I've
here
been
we
playing
go,
really
par
well
4
recently. I'm not
in
playing
front
my
of us.
best right now on this course, but I kind of had a feeling. Kind
Nice,
of had a
that's,
feeling
some
this
solid
course
contact.
would hit me a little bit, just based
Here's
off
our
the
second
nature
shot
I
on the
saw the
12th.
way the pins were set up personally. We're gonna hit a partial pitch here, actually. It's gonna land and roll. There's a chance. Whoa, girl. Okay.
This one for the birdie.
Man,
far,
these
so good.
round 2 conditions are no joke for CC, honestly. Thirteenth hole, 430. A little bit of loft and spin should cover this. Maybe try and hit it 102, but other than that,
Oh my goodness, you lit it up on that.
should be pretty
track. Just
standard. It's gonna
absolute
kick
power.
kind of towards the middle. It feeds in. Very nice.
All right, here's our second
93
shot on
up
the
5,
13th.
playing 95. So honestly, here my goal is I'm taking a little bit off of this lob wedge. I'm gonna try and hit like 98%. Not mega
Hopefully we
slow
get a
though.
bounce to the
Mega
left.
slow, no go.
Nice shot. That'll do.
Hopefully we leave ourselves a decent
from here,
putt.
20
Doesn't
feet
look
to
like
the
it's doing
cup.
too much. Oh, it almost, that last little adjustment almost killed me. 7 birdies in a row. Not making any eagles right now, which is kind of what you need when you're playing in CC. As a person in plat playing in this team-based competition,
Okay,
eagles are
let's
king.
do this. Hole number 14. Ready to go.
But we haven't really, we found a couple in round 1. But nothing so far in round 2. We've given ourselves a couple chances. We just haven't converted
Good
them.
shot. And
44
shot
playing
about
45.
145 yards out.
I'm going to take a little D-loft
5
because
strokes
that's
back at
going
this
to
point.
help carry it a little farther. Fast is going to carry it
Come on,
farther
get
too.
right.
But that's definitely not
Safely
our
on the
best
green.
shot.
Here we go. This
'Cause
drops.
now we have a mega slider putt. Okay. That's short and low.
It's heading towards the hole.
Soon as I hit it, I knew it was short
Just a little
and
too
low.
much pace on that one. 6
11
feet
under.
to the cup.
14.
That'll do.
Man, Horses. No joke, honestly. It's no joke, honestly.
Let's see how
Par
this goes.
5.
Par 5 hole.
Could try and made the mistake
Yes, that's a good
last
swing.
time of doing too much and ended up in the rough. Now we're gonna try and just make it in the fairway.
Okay, about
We have 216 playing 218.
yards or so.
So this I know fully lofted
5
goes about
strokes
212.
from the lead.
So here I'm gonna do that with a little spin and try and play just a normal shot. My normal pole comes out to
Maybe
help
this
me
one will
align
kick
for it
to
a
the
little better.
left.
Man, the soft
That'll
and
do
fast
for the
greens, you know,
approach.
it throws you off
This
because you
one's
gotta
for
do
eagle.
one or the other. Up for eagle. Too high. Yep.
Went right by.
You're not gonna make a lot of those putts when
luck
you're
here,
leaving
8
them there.
feet to
You're,
the cup.
when you're leaving yourself sliders a lot of the time. You're not gonna be
This putt's
making a
good so
lot of
far.
those putts. You're not.
So that's your birdie.
And sadly, I'm making birdies, but I'm not making any eagles. So I'm probably going to shoot back. If I birdie out, I'm shooting back-to-back 15 unders.
Here
Which isn't
we
bad,
go
but it's
on
not
hole number
necessarily
16.
ideal. We got something playing 58 here. So due to it being soft, I'm going to take some off of this to try and hit. When you're trying to take off of it,
Well, looks like you're a bit off on
sometimes
that approach.
tend to wimp out on the swing.
Fantastic.
But we hold the
Chipping
chip.
that right in.
We hold the chip.
Well, that's worth
I don't
another
know.
Look. Let's see
We
what
hold the
happened
chip.
there.
It's extremely, extremely, extremely frustrating. But yeah. So we make another birdie. Have a chance to still shoot 15s. Hopefully, I will need at least a 17 in round 3 to win. Because I know Fine Wine, as you see there, he shot 16.
Here we go. Hole number
So
17.
hopefully we
ready to
can
go.
get one ourselves. We have 205, down 30, playing 195. Like, this 185 is technically going to land here. Or it's going to land, like, here. Which I think is pretty good, personally.
This one's heading a little bit to the left.
We're just bailing on swings. We're just not hitting good swings.
Ooh,
88
setting up
feet,
a
so we're
birdie
going to
here.
chip this.
Way to chip that one close. Well done.
Ugh. This is an extremely disappointing set of rounds for myself, I feel.
And best of luck.
Now
as you
I've
bring this
started to feel
one
like I
home
have
here
made
on
a
the
couple
final
really
hole of
bad
this one.
swings that have led to some pars. And I'm not giving myself scoring
This
opportunities,
one's about
which is
110 from the
frustrating in a
pin.
sense, but
You're just
at the
3
same
strokes
time,
off the
it happens.
lead. This is looking good so far.
Those
Solid
are some
approach
soft and
there,
fast
pin high.
conditions, which do tend to throw
5
people off
feet
just because
left
they're
to
weird.
go.
They are weird. I mean, we got
And
14 birdies and 4
sealing
pars.
your
If we
round
convert a
with
couple of those
putt.
eagles, it becomes a 16 under round.
And with that,
But I mean,
will
through 2
let
rounds,
you go here. I'm gonna head over to the clubhouse and see what I can wrangle up.
we're
for
hitting
some
the ball
food.
decent.
See you next time.
Left a lot out there. Not going to win round 1, so we're losing a point for our team. But I mean, we're hitting it pretty close. I mean, 21 feet, 18 feet for the tourney. Hope y'all enjoyed. I'll be uploading rounds 3 and 4 on Wednesday. I'll be playing them right now, but I'll be uploading them Wednesday. Kind of see how it goes. But if you like this, drop a like, drop a sub, do whatever you want. Share with your family, friends, loved ones, whoever it is. But until then, Ben Stives and Remy